Kwqc.
I don't want one more mom to have to lose her son.
Tonight, a family who lost their son in a grain bin accident speaks out for the first time. In South Park Mall, getting ready to make some big changes to the area. We'll show you their plans.
And the frantic search for a missing newborn ends in West Branch, Iowa. That developing story tops your news at 6 tonight. Good evening. I'm Paula Sands.
And I'm Gary TV8. Tonight, we can tell you that baby Caden is safe and reportedly healthy after being found at a West Branch gas station. The baby's aunt is now charged with kidnapping him from his Wisconsin home. Authorities have charged Kristen Smith of Denver with kidnapping. She has been in custody since yesterday after police arrested her on unrelated charges. KWQC's Katie Alexander joins us now with the latest in this kidnapping case.
Well, we received the affidavit late this afternoon, and it sort of spells out how events unfolded from when the baby disappeared early yesterday morning through his discovery and Kristen Smith's latest charge. Police say she admitted to kidnapping the baby after he was found alive and well next to the BP gas station in West Branch this morning. Authorities say the baby was wrapped in blankets inside a plastic tote box. They say he was crying, conscious and responsive when the West Branch police chief found him. Just the night before, Kristen Smith was taken into custody at the Come and Go gas station across the interstate. She was arrested on an unrelated warrant from Texas after flagging down a police officer following the directions of investigators in Beloit, Wisconsin. According to the affidavit, police found baby clothes, a car seat, and a stroller in Smith's car, but not the missing baby. They say they also found a prosthetic pregnancy belly and claims on Facebook that she was pregnant, as well as emails saying she gave birth Wednesday. Police say Smith was given a pregnancy test and a lie detector test about the missing baby's whereabouts. She failed both. She's being held in the Cedar County Jail tonight.
And police say Smith ultimately gave law enforcement a hand-drawn map pinpointing the location where the body had been found.
The West Branch police chief who found the baby says he was just as surprised and pleased with the outcome as anyone.
It's really good combined effort, and really I have to say that everyone should take responsibility for finding the baby, because it was a very, very great day to find the baby alive and apparently well.
Many in town feel the chief acted at the right place and at the right time, and that makes him a hero.
He's a good guy, and he can keep up the good work for the town.
I can't believe that it's safe and alive. That's amazing. It's incredible. I can't believe it.
The baby was taken to University Hospitals in Iowa City and is now going home with family. When children are taken, time is of the essence. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the first 3 hours are the most critical when trying to find a missing child. The center also reports more than 200,000 children a year are abducted by family members, and more than 58,000 are taken by non-family. Gary?
Well, for the first time, we are now getting a look at what could be happening out at South Park Mall. City of Moline just released this plan. Here's what you're looking at. This dark brown area you see right here, this is going to be taken down, demolished. The old food court and Sears. Sears has already moved out, and restaurants had to be out of the food court by the 1st of this month. Now, the section is coming down to make way for more parking and a new entrance in this area right here. And the City of Moline hopes it will look like this ultimately, with new entrances for Dillard's and JCPenney. Moline Mayor Scott Reyes says the proposal should bring back the mall.
They're actually going to demo part of the mall, which would be the Sears and the food court, and make it look more like a T, so you'd have focus from the 4 anchors, which is Dillard's, Von Maur, Yonkers, and Penny. So you would have the visible views from Dillard's to Von Maur and from Yonkers to Penny, so it's going to be a lot more friendly for shoppers.
Many national tenants are being renewed as their leases have come to term, and this is extremely positive for South Park as it shows continued national retailer commitment to the center.
Yeah, and with the new entrances comes a new road going to the mall. This is what you'll see up here in black. It will go from John Deere Road next to the current businesses. Elizabeth Goodson is covering that part of the story for us. She is live there right now.
Well, Gary, indeed, we are here on 27th Street. We're right across from Sears, and that, of course, what you were just talking about, that will become really the virtual front door of the mall. The road leading to it, cutting through the strip between Gordman's and the bank, and city leaders say bringing more business to the entire area. This new plan has drivers coming to the mall from John Deere Road in and out, flowing really from the west to the east, basically making right turns to get in and to get out. While it's not a full intersection, many here say it will definitely help the traffic flow.
I think it's going to be a nice congestion reliever. You know, certain times of year here is like a madhouse getting out of this parking lot, and certainly across the street. So that extra entrance exit onto John Deere Road heading west would certainly alleviate some congestion there for sure.
Perception with the demolition of the Sears and the rest of it is the front door of the mall is now going to face John Deere. So for new tenant recruitment, you know, you've got the busiest road in the entire Quad Cities, and you're going to be able to put your store right there and have visibility from John Deere Road, which is huge.
He says that will help attract many businesses that might not have considered our area before, and businesses that will consider moving to be near the mall but not necessarily inside of it. For example, here on 27th Street with several access points to South Park. We are reporting live here in Moline. Elizabeth Goodsett, KWQC TV 6 News.
Elizabeth, thank you. Moline city leaders approved a tax break for South Park last September that allowed mall owners to move forward with redeveloping the mall. Well, let's check and find out what's happening for the weekend weather. First alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
And you can see that sliver of sunlight that's left. The reason you're seeing that is because it's between some clouds that have obviously increased over at least the southern half of the QCA late this afternoon, now into the evening. There you can see those on the satellite image, and we'll get more clouds overnight, and those clouds will be attached to our next little snow system moving in from the west. There you can see the snow. It's as far away as Idaho and extreme western portions of Wyoming right now, but it's headed our way right down Interstate 80 essentially, and we'll see that snow by the time we start our Saturday. 11 right now in the Quad Cities, 3 in Dubuque, 12 in Macomb, and 12 in Keokuk, with wind chills in the single digits now, mainly right around 0. Some areas already below 0. Feels like 1 below here in the Quad Cities. A wind chill of -7 in Galena and -9 in Dubuque. As far as the temperatures are concerned this evening, dropping through the single digits. After midnight, we'll probably hit that low right around 4 or 3 degrees and back to 7 by 6 a.m. That's when the snow should just be getting into the western portion of the area. Snow by noon, and totals will be about 1 to 2 inches. We'll be at 18 in the middle of the day with highs in the low 20s.
A story we broke last night in our news at 10. The families of 2 teenagers killed in a grain bin have been awarded $16 million from a Carroll County trial. 14-year-old Wyatt Whitebread and 19-year-old Alejandro Pacas were working inside the grain bin in Mount Carroll in July of 2010. They were helping push corn to a central conveyor when Wyatt became trapped in the flowing grain. Pacas tried to help, but both teens were pulled under and suffocated. Pacas' mother claims the accident could have been prevented had management trained the boys and had them wearing the proper safety equipment. Attorneys for the family say they hope this verdict makes a statement about the need for change.
Well, our main goal was what our client wanted to do, was to bring out the fact that this action bring media attention to the fact that these types of things happen and that it shouldn't happen in the future.
Counsel for Consolidated Grain and Barge released this statement. While this is truly a tragic event for the families and the Mount Carroll community, Consolidated Grain and Barge Company maintains that it is not legally responsible for this unfortunate incident caused by the failures and actions of the owner and operator of the Mount Carroll facility, as well as the victim's employer. Consolidated plans to appeal the verdict. For the first time, the Pacas family talks about losing their oldest child. KWQC's Akilah Davis talked to his mom about her loss and the jury's decision.
It's a day the Pacas family says they'll never forget.
When I heard it happen, I didn't want to believe it. Can't even grasp it around your mind that your son is gone, and you didn't get to say, "I love you" one more time.
Her son, 19-year-old Alex Pacas, had only been working for 2 days at the Consolidated Grain and Barge Company when the accident happened. Alex's mom says her son jumped into the grain bin to try and help his 14-year-old coworker, but both of them ended up suffocating.
The hardest things as a mom is to know that he died in terror and not in peace. This should never have happened.
That's her main reason for filing the lawsuit, to hold the company responsible for her son's death and to make sure no one else has to lose a loved one.
And there's no parent who wouldn't throw that money away in order to get their kid back. Alex was very inspirational to a lot of people.
Finding strength to go on from her other 6 children, Alex's younger sister sharing memories of him.
I miss everything about him. His smile, his laugh. I wish you could see me grow up.
And although no dollar amount can ever bring Alex or Wyatt back, Kwqc says she's happy justice was finally served.
This verdict and the amount sends a great message. You are responsible for your workers.
In Mount Carroll, Akila Davis, KWQC, TV6 News.
Family's lawyer says the teens were hired by Habash, who was contracted to run the grain elevator. That company has since gone out of business. And following this, they were issued 25 citations by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. In 2011, the company reached an agreement with the U.S. Department of Labor. The former business paid fines of more than $250,000.
The pure fact is that these grain bin operators are not following procedures, OSHA procedures that could prevent these deaths. Every one of these deaths, we believe, were preventable. A safety harness that might cost $100 or $200 is far less expensive than having to deal with a tragic death or an injury of a worker. These are simple rules, simple guidelines, and they should be followed by all farmers.
This incident has caused regulation changes for young workers inside grain bins.
Coming up, Quad City Home Show in full swing now. What homeowners are looking for on those special projects this year.
3! Rhythm City Casino has changed owners. Coming up, their grand reopening.
And another cold start. We are all the way to -10 this morning, 13 our afternoon high. We'll get back to the 20s tomorrow, but it will come with a little bit of light snow. We'll have details on that coming up next.
You're watching Gary Mativier and Paula Sands. This is KWQC TV6 News at 6.
Continued a tradition that TV shows are about the local community.
It's auto show season at your Buick dealership. Come see why thousands of people every month are switching to Buick's innovative technology, design, and luxury. And with exceptional offers on the entire Buick lineup, it's time to bring a little auto show excitement home to your house.
Use your Auto Show bonus cash and lease this 2014 Buick Verano for around $199 per month. See your premier Buick dealer.
The landscape of your industry is changing. Fortunately, FS has the roadmap. Our agronomic and energy experts are utilizing cloud-based information technology and next-generation digital platforms to help businesses navigate challenges and point the way to success down the road. FS is always unearthing new ways to optimize operations and ensure that you're ready for what's next.
Ho, ho, ho. At 100 calories, not all food choices add up. Some are giant, some not so giant. When managing your weight, bigger is always better.
Ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant.
You say tomato? Old El Paso says diced tomatoes, stand and stuffed chicken tacos. You say, what's for dinner? Old El Paso says, start somewhere fresh.
And now, the Quad City's most reliable forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
Well, we held on to that sunshine just about as long as we could today. You see the filaments of clouds moving in from the west going to the east, and areas along and south of Interstate 80 had a little bit more cloud cover to deal with late this afternoon, but this evening we'll see most areas get at least some cloud cover moving through on an occasional basis. Then later tonight, all of us get cloudy skies, and by the time we start off our Saturday, there will be many of us that are already going to be seeing getting some snowflakes. And as Paula astutely pointed out, yet another weekend, yet another snow. This one won't be a huge deal, though. We'll talk about amounts in just a moment. Sunday, we're back to the cold as the system will draw in some colder air, so highs in the teens from the 20s tomorrow, but milder toward the middle of next week. We'll see highs well into the 20s, even some low 30s around the area. And I know it's not a lot to get excited about, but you might as well get excited because those are some of the warmer temperatures we've seen in quite some time. There's that broken cloud cover along and south of Interstate 80. We'll get rid of some of that during the course of the evening. Some areas to the north will probably stay cloud-free for a few hours, but here comes that wall of clouds from the west, and within that cloud cover, there is the snow tracking through some of the western mountain states. That's going to be with us for our Saturday. 3 degrees in Dubuque right now, 11 in the Quad Cities. It's 9 in Kewanee, 10 in Princeton with 6 in Galesburg, 12 in Macomb, 14 in Muscatine, and 10 in Mount Pleasant, but we still have a little bit of a wind out there, only coming in now at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. I think this is the third night in a row I've said this. This is about all the wind we're going to expect as we go through the rest of the night. Wind speeds of about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but with the cold temperatures, these are the wind chills we can expect. Even a little bit colder than this overnight. Already down to -9 in Dubuque, the wind chill at -1 in the Quad Cities, 7 above in Rock Falls, 6 above in Galesburg, 0 in Burlington and Mount Pleasant, and a wind chill of 4 in Muscatine. And our exact track as we finish off the evening doesn't show much. Some broken cloud cover this evening. Overnight, we get the clouds to thicken up, and here's 8 o'clock. And here's the snow. And as we roll this through tomorrow, watch the snow on exact track. Even if it's broken up at times, it'll mainly be along and north of Highway 34, which is where we'll see the brunt of the accumulations, but it won't be a lot of accumulation. We'll get back to the finish of our Saturday and show you Sunday in just a moment. Partly to mostly cloudy overnight with wind chills of -15 to -5. We dropped to 4 degrees, a little milder. I know, a little milder, about that much, because we've got that blanket of clouds. 22 tomorrow with clouds and some light snow. General accumulations of about 1 to 2 inches, a little less than that south of Highway 34, a little more up toward Highway 20. And again, as we finish off our Saturday, we'll get this snow out of here. We'll keep an eye on what happens Sunday. Some clouds just off to our south, but overall that cloud cover is starting to break up. So Sunday we should see partly sunny skies, a little more cloud cover in the morning, a little less later in the day. South of Highway 34 or in that area about 1 inch or less. To the north, generally 1 to 2 inches, but it's going to be a fluffy snow. So here and there, especially north of Highway 30, we could see some areas that push that 2.5 to 3 inch mark. But again, not the biggest snow of the century. However, if you're driving on it later tomorrow, it will be a little slick at times. 22 our Saturday high, 14 for Sunday. We cool it to 7 on Monday, but then we do a little bit of a turnaround. 13 Tuesday, 26 Wednesday. We'll keep an eye for the chance of a few snowflakes, 30, but we get up to around 30 degrees and we're back to 20 or even the mid-20s perhaps by Friday.
Well, right now our highlight zone crews have their plans in their hands, and they're all making their moves out onto the streets to cover all the best zone stuff. Coming up tonight, the latest updates as well, by the way, on Highlight Zone Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And coming up next tonight at 10, help in planning for those spring projects inside and outside your home.
The Olympics on KWQC TV6.
Furniture Row's President's Day sale is happening now. Save on a great selection of complete room groups that include a 50-inch HD TV or Xbox One. Like this 9-piece group for only $19.99 plus a free 50-inch HD TV. Our President's Day sale ends soon. Home of Denver Mattress, a Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Get to Jack's, cause it's a plain fact. You'll see more, get more, small, more, save more. Get to Jack's, don't you know you'll save more? Get to Jack's, and you'll get the max and see more, get more, small, more, save more. Get to Jack's, don't you know you'll save more? Don't you know you'll save more? Don't you know you'll save more?
Meet me at the home show. Come on. Meet me there to see all the latest trends and products
you'll get locally.
There'll be siding, kitchens, doors too.
There will be windows, bars, and floors too.
You'd better meet me at the home show. Come on. So much there to see.
It's local, it's new, it's all for you. It's the QCBR Home Show. See what's new for your home this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Meet me at the home show.
QCCA Expo Center, Rock Island.
Denver Mattresses President's Day sale is happening now. Receive a free HD TV or Xbox One with qualifying purchase and get no interest for 5 years. Plus, enter for a chance to win a Disney vacation. Denver Mattress, a Tempur-Pedic elite retailer in the Furniture Row Shopping Center.
Hey, Vanna, where's the only place in the Quad Cities to watch Wheel of Fortune?
That's easy, Pat. It's KWQC TV6.
3, 2, 1. Rhythm City Casino celebrating its grand reopening tonight under new owners. Developer Dan Keel recently bought the casino from the Isle of Capri. The deal was finalized Sunday night. It had to close afterwards to get ready for the transition. Now reopen. The casino will stay on the riverfront, of course, until the new land-based casino is built. And if you have a little cabin fever, looking to find some taste of spring out there, the home show is going on now at the QCCA Expo Center in Rock Island all weekend long. People checking out the show can find things to improve your home or things you'd like to build around the house. The 36th year the show has been in the QCA, with officials saying now is a good time to stop by.
Perfect time. Cold outside, tax money's starting to come in. People can get their estimates ready and then get it scheduled for a bid to go out. So.
She says this is a year a lot of people are looking at expanding outdoor space to add value to properties.
Speaking of outdoor, the Winter Olympics opening ceremonies are tonight, starting in just a few minutes. If you're looking for a place to watch on a really big screen, the Putnam is the place for that. An opening ceremonies viewing party starts at 6:30 on the Putnam giant screen with comfy stadium seating. This is the first Winter Olympic viewing party the Putnam is hosting. You can check out the dates and times for other viewing parties on the Putnam website or ours, KWQC.com. And that's where we also have the Olympic event times and the latest medal count. The banner on the top of our homepage links you to all the information you need for the Winter Games in Sochi. And next in sports tonight, Ben introduces us to a guard who has a sixth sense for making pinpoint passes. Next in sports.
The QC Weather App. Accurate and reliable every day, everywhere.
Take your sweetheart to hear the Quad City Symphony Orchestra, led by music director Mark Russell Smith. Join us on February 15th and 16th for an Ode to Love, including Mendelssohn's romantic Italian symphony. And husband and wife duo Roberto Diaz and Elisa Lee Koyonen performing Mozart's Sinfonia Concertante for violin and viola. Get your tickets today at 563-322-QCSO or at QCSymphony.com.
We vote for JA! We vote for JA! We vote for JA! And you can vote for JA too!
Join your community in supporting junior achievement, bowl to raise funds for local programs and help kids like us. Become the future workforce our community needs.
The JA Bowl-a-thon is coming to a location near you this February and March. Visit jaheartland.org or call 309-277-3919 to register.
It's all there in LeClaire. Fantastic shopping.
The Mississippi River.
Great wine. It's all there.
Fabulous weekend getaways. Antique archaeology, home of the American Pickers. And the Buffalo Bill Museum. It's all there.
3 golf courses.
And river cruises. It's all there.
Distillery tours.
Great stops for lunch. Did I mention shopping?
It's all there in LeClaire.
Where I-80 meets the Mississippi River.
When I have an eczema flare-up, I start to scratch. The more I scratch, the worse it gets. It's maddening.
Introducing new Gold Bond Eczema Relief Cream. Used daily, it's proven to relieve 5 frustrating symptoms of eczema.
Gold Bond Eczema Relief really works.
You're watching sports with Ben Rosehart.
It's trivia night tonight on the Highlight Zone as we gear up for some high school hoops. We have camera crews at the Rockridge-Kewanee game as well as the Battle of Rock Island. Also, Bettendorf and North Scott both looking to stay in first place in the MAC, and Galesburg visits Moline. Our lineup tonight includes about 20 games. When you join us after the opening ceremonies, our trivia involves some fun facts about the Olympic Winter Games, which we will sprinkle in with, of course, our wackies and our highlights. For updates and scores throughout the evening, again, you can join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. And if you're at a game, Instagram us those pictures by using the hashtag QCZone. There are tons of point guards in our area that do a great job running the show and being the quarterback of their high school basketball teams. If you've ever seen Evan Wadsiger at Davenport Assumption, he stands out for another reason because he has that sixth sense, and no, we're not talking about Haley Joel Osmuth.
Just like the mentality, trying to get others involved.
Junior Evan Wadsiger has the uncommon ability to thread the needle and find his teammates with unorthodox passes.
I guess it kind of comes naturally. I mean, I play soccer, so the vision's kind of there. It definitely boosts confidence when you get a big play like that, and kind of hypes each other up, so it kind of helps us.
Yeah, he has great vision, he has great feel. You know, as he's maturing as a player, he's kind of understanding when he can fit those passes in there and not. You know, it's still a process with him, but very unselfish kid. He likes getting others involved, and it really kind of makes us go on the offensive end.
Evan shares that trait with one of his favorite players, who happens to be an all-star for the Golden State Warriors.
I like Steph Curry. He's a good passer and a really good shooter, and I just like to follow him, kind of follow in his footsteps a little bit. I know I'm not going to be that good, but it's fun to watch him.
Bearer also calls his point guard one of his best on-ball defenders. And when Evan helps the Knights force a turnover, his next assist is often just seconds away.
Kind of make the game more fun, you know.
Iowa's 6 losses have all come against teams with a top 17 RPI, or ratings percentage index. The Hawkeyes struggle to hit three-pointers against the Buckeyes, going just 3 for 20 from long range on Tuesday, but they remain a confident bunch, with Michigan visiting Iowa City on Saturday.
When we play our basketball, there's not too many teams in the country that can beat us. So, I mean, we do what we're supposed to do and play with the grit and tenacity that we need to, I think we'll be all right.
We're capable of knocking those down, but when you're not hitting shots like that, I think you need to attack a little bit more, try to get to the free throw line and, you know, get in a rhythm.
On other news, former Illinois football coach Ron Zook is joining the Green Bay Packers as an assistant coach, and also second baseman Darwin Barney is returning to the Chicago Cubs on a new one-year deal.
All right, well, if you're looking south, you notice some of those high clouds over the southern QCA this afternoon. Those will move through this evening, and then we'll see more clouds by later tonight. And within these clouds, our next snow system coming in from the west, and that will deposit anywhere from less than 1 inch of snow in areas south of Highway 34 tomorrow during the day to maybe 2.5 to close to 3 inches up along Highway 20. Right now, we're finishing off our Friday afternoon with temperatures near 11 here in the Quad Cities, 3 in Dubuque, 6 in Galena, 8 in Savannah, 6 in Kewanee, 10 in Burlington and Mount Pleasant, Princeton at 10 as well. But of course we have a little bit of a wind to deal with, so our wind chills mainly in the single digits. Feels like -1 in the Quad Cities. To the north, the colder wind chills, -9 Galena, -9 in Dubuque, and 8 below in Monticello. Now tonight's wind chill range about -15 to -5, and that's again not because we're throwing in a whole lot of wind. We have relatively light winds, but our temperatures are going to drop to the single digits, in most spots above 0. So as we cloud up those skies overnight, we'll be back to about 4 by midnight, and with mostly cloudy skies, temperatures by morning time will actually be back on the rise. 7 at 6 a.m., 18 at noon. We'll go for highs in the low 20s tomorrow, and again throughout the day, starting in the morning and going right through the afternoon and even into the evening, we'll see occasional snow showers, general accumulations in the Quad Cities, about 1 to 2 inches, and then we're a little bit colder on Sunday.
Yet again, snow tomorrow.
You like that snow on the weekend. It'll get you a chance to get out and play, right?
Does it?
Yeah.
I know. Well, you think about the traffic, and I guess there's different traffic during the weekend compared to work and school.
You can watch David shoveling from the window.
Yes.
You can sit out there.
I should have counted the number of times he's been out there all winter long.
But by the way, you know, it's kind of hard to see, but I have a bunch of disjointed Olympic little circles on my
Is that what they are?
Kind of.
Yes.
They are now, yeah.
Are we looking forward to that? That's coming right up,
I am so pumped. How about you?
Now, it'll be great.
It's a good night to sit back and watch the Olympics, and then the highlight zone. Of course, the news too. Yeah.
The opening ceremonies tonight, starting here in just, well, right now here at 6:30, after we get our hellos tonight from the home show at the QCCA Expo Center.
We'll see you back here tonight after the Olympics.
Have a good weekend.
Hello, Quad Cities.
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 The KWQC First Alert Weather Team brings you the